All right, everyone, how we doing today? I'm Nick Baldwin. Thank you so much for joining us for day 3 of the REALIFY Brand Your World Mastermind. And thank you for being here again. If you're here for the first 2 days, we love you. If you watch the replays on YouTube, we love you. And if this is your first time, we love you too. Don't worry. So for those of you just joining us, and for those of you who have been here before, just to refresh your memory, I'm not going to do this every single time because you guys will get used to it. But what is REALIFY? Let me just remind you or tell you for the first time. REALIFY is a real estate training program that will help agents create a memorable and trusted brand through what we call capturing the curious or capturing the lead. Agents are going to learn how to market their real estate business through their brand identity, their promise, values, and more. With the strategies that they learn to put into place, they will lead generate without the lead generation, events, client appreciation, etc. Because true marketing captures the customer with empathy and service. So through weekly mastermind calls, quarterly classes, interviews with industry leaders, and the private online Facebook community, real estate agents are going to discover the technology and mindset needed to grow and market a brand that will be synonymous with real estate in their market. So that's what REALIFY is. And my co-host is here, Leslie Jackson. Say hi and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm MAPS coach and RTT Leslie Jackson for Colorado. Happy to be here with you along in this journey. So excited to get into the topic today, Nick. How about you?
I'm very excited as well. Someone dropped in the chat. Jeff said Cody Gibson saying, what's a Cody Gibson saying? Did I say something that Cody says?
I think it was buckle up, buttercup.
Oh, it was? Oh, I'm pretty sure Cody got that from you. No.
Right. That's totally
all right. So
me.
Here's what we're going to do. September 7th, create change with your marketing. So what this is about is, I told you guys yesterday, I'm a big Seth Godin fan. If you don't know Seth, he's just the godfather of marketing. I read one of his books. I read a couple of his books, but one of my favorite books that he wrote, because it's so simple to understand and like he just breaks it down, is called This Is Marketing. It's a little orange book, so easy to read. We'll give you a ton of information. But one of the things that he suggests is that marketing isn't just about selling products, but about creating change. He believes that effective marketing involves identifying a segment of people, understanding their desires, and then presenting a solution that changes them in some way, typically in a way that they desire, right? So we're going to give you some examples of what exactly he means by creating change, and then we're going to get into how real estate agents can make change. So these first few examples are not real estate specific. They're just examples of kind of what he means by how do you make change in the mind of consumers. So belief change, like how do you change, like what does it mean when you change the belief of a consumer? So if consumers once believed that, let's say, all sneakers were the same, a marketer's job is to change that belief and convince them that a particular brand is superior, more sustainable, or more fashionable. So I'll just give you an example off the top of my head. If you watch the movie Air with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Jason Bateman and Chris Tucker about Nike, Nike was like not the #1 shoe company in the world for many, many years. And then what happened? Because people thought, oh, Nike only made, tennis shoes or like running shoes. And then the movie's about them signing Michael Jordan at like the beginning of Michael Jordan's career. And now they're known as the basketball shoe company, right? So like they skyrocketed to #1. So if you haven't seen the movie Air, it's a great example of that. But yeah, so it's just kind of changing the belief and convincing someone that a particular brand is better, maybe by signing, they signed an endorsement deal with someone. Obviously, as real estate agents, can't do that, but that's just an example of a belief change. And we'll get into how real estate agents can do that later on in the call. But anyway, yeah. So take note of that. Leslie, you want to continue, or does anyone have any questions on that?
I don't think anybody's asking any questions on that, so I'm just going to continue. So as we talk about belief change, we're also going to talk about behavior change. So before the invention of fitness tracking, for example, so everybody have their Apple Watches, right? Many people weren't conscious of how many steps they were taking a day, but marketers of like products like Fitbit convinced people, right, to use these trackers because it could benefit their behavior. So changing daily walking habits. I hear a lot of people saying, I want to get my 10,000 steps in. If you're that person, you could raise your hand. I know I'm always tracking. And it totally shifts the behavior and our mindset to do something better, right? So that's
Yeah,
just
by the
an
way,
example.
a lot of times, like there's products that come out or pieces of tech that come out that like we never even knew we needed. And there's,
Right.
obviously there can be a discussion around whether we do, but did people think about how many steps they made before a Fitbit came into it and said, hey, why don't you count how many steps you're taking a day? And people are like, wow, you know what? I never thought about wanting to know that, but now I need to know that. So
And
it's crazy, right?
can you imagine like counting on your own?
Right. But like my point is like, did anyone even think about wanting to know that before there was a Fitbit?
Yeah, no,
So
I love it. And then change in affiliation. So, for example, Apple's early marketing campaign was Think Differently. So, if anybody has seen that campaign, you can literally Google it, and it's really cool. There's like a short video about how Apple created this marketing campaign called Think Differently. And it was the most iconic and successful marketing campaigns in history. That campaign was launched in 1977. And essentially, it basically changed the way people thought about Apple by highlighting their innovative approach to technology and design. So it's not necessarily about computers.
yeah, totally. And by the way, as we're talking, feel free to drop some questions or comments in the chat. Love the feedback. All right, so the next one would be change in urgency. So this sounds kind of funny, right? Like before companies marketed the importance of brushing your teeth twice a day, it actually wasn't a widespread practice. I would have hated to be around during that time. It reminds me of what's the commercial is it for Trident or some gum where the guy's like, hi, Leslie, and the guy like falls down from the bad breath. But like, people didn't know.
Yeah,
My kids still don't know to brush their teeth twice a day. So by creating
right.
urgency around dental health, marketers changed people's daily routines. Like it was a marketing company or a marketing campaign that got people to brush their teeth twice. That sells more toothpaste because you run out in half the time. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, I'm next too. I'm up.
Yeah.
Change in status. So like luxury brands like Rolex, Louis Vuitton, they market not just products, but also the status that comes with them. So like owning such products changes one's perceived social standing. And actually we can equate this to real estate too. Where I grew up in the town of Montclair, New Jersey, the average price point's like $1 million. So it's, kind of like a luxury area. And a lot of the statistics out there say that, people don't list their home with a specific brand. They'll tend to list their home with someone they know or someone they're referred to. But I know my mother's on the call again today, Roberta. She can attest to this. In the area of Montclair, part of that is true, but the sign in the yard of who they're selling their house with is extremely important to a lot of these people because they want the best throughout their lives. Car, watch, trips, house, real estate brand falls into that category. Oh, you listed your house with ABC? Oh, I listed mine with Keller Williams. You know what I mean? So it definitely can be it definitely can matter in terms of real estate brand. Rose in the chat saying she's from Ridgewood, 100%. Oh yeah, Ridgewood is a lot like Montclair in terms of price value. And it does matter. They want to be with the best all across the board, even with who they buy and sell their house with. So let's jump into how real estate agents can benefit from this advice, right? So a lot of us go in there with the mindset of, I got to sell this person a house. Instead, here's the thing. No one's ever going to find the perfect house. There's always going to be like, one less bathroom, or maybe the basement isn't finished, or, maybe it's not close enough to a place they need to be. But you're selling a lifestyle, not just a house. Like a home is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a place where you create memories by focusing on the life clients can have in a home: family gatherings, cozy evenings by the fireplace, backyard barbecues. Agents can appeal to the client's deeper desires and emotions. So sell that lifestyle. Like, oh, it may not have that half bathroom on the first floor that you want, but look at this kitchen. Can you imagine what it would be like cooking that amazing meal? Because I know you love to cook. Look at this stove, like that type of thing. Sell the lifestyle, sell the location, sell how it would feel to live in that home, not just what the house doesn't have or has. Does that make sense? So my mom
Love it.
commented in the chat that the sign should reflect the right company. Design of the sign needs to be special. Yes, agree with that too. So anyway, yeah,
100%.
sell a lifestyle, not just the house. Sell
Yeah.
how someone's going to feel in it.
And so true.
Like here's
And
an
then
example. Here's an
yeah.
example. I remember this. There's an agent that I know who I loved her marketing. Whenever she would post on Facebook, she would post like an area of the home. So let's say she posted a picture of the fireplace. She would say, cozy evenings by the fireplace for sale. She wouldn't say 123 Main Street for sale. She'd say like backyard barbecues for sale. I'm like, whoa, that is friggin' genius. You know what I mean? Selling the lifestyle.
I love it. And we think about like how this can also be implemented around neighborhoods. So, as we know, you can actually like pull up a neighborhood in your command site, but how can you create just like some buzz around up and coming areas, showcasing amenities, essentially like what Nick said. It's like, let's sell a fireplace next to, let's sell a cozy area and not talk about the house. Let's talk about the amenities. And then let's also discuss future development. So are you aware of all those future developments in your area? And how can you educate, the potential client about those future developments? Obviously, people get excited about it, but how are we getting the word out? And then, speaking of neighborhoods and future developments and amenities, let's also talk about what's happening within the community. So how can that also benefit, the client and the potential client? Talk about like what's happening, especially like events, what's the buzz around farmers markets, all those like really cool hyper local areas that you can showcase.
Yeah, exactly. Like what, I always tell people, well, this is a NAR stat. I don't know the exact percentage, but I know this because on your Keller Williams, when your Keller Williams website and app, it breaks it down by neighborhood. Oh, they do know the specific amount. 75%. This is a NAR stat. 75% of home buyers last year chose the neighborhood over the house. So, that's an important piece of information for you guys to take with you.
Huge.
So I've always said like we know the real estate agent's role is changing. Buyers don't typically use us to find the actual house that they're going to end up buying. A lot of times they find it themselves. They should find it on your app. So, download that instead of Zillow. So I always say like, we are a consultant, we're an educator. So educate your clients. Many clients, so like take them through the transaction. That's what they're looking for, taking you through the transaction, right? They want to be educated. So many clients might be first-time buyers. They might not understand the buying process. So educating them agents not only facilitate sales, but also change the intimidating perception of buying a home into a more approachable and manageable task. So why is education important? Well, it provides trust, because believe it or not, the consumer doesn't really trust the real estate agent too much. But the more information we give them, and the more we guide them, and the more we educate them, the more trust we're going to build. So providing clear, helpful information establishes the agent as an expert in the field. And when clients feel they're getting valuable insights, the more likely to trust and rely on their agent for crucial decisions. Creating education is important because it also empowers decision-making. So an informed client can make decisions with confidence. When they feel confident, they're more apt to make an offer sooner. So by understanding the ins and outs of real estate, clients can actively participate in discussions and feel more in control of the process. And that will help the selection process go a lot quicker. And also it smoothens the process and makes it less stress. So a well-informed client is likely to better be prepared, ensuring that necessary documents, finances, and other prerequisites are in order. And this can expedite the process and reduce potential roadblocks. So the more the client knows, the better, right? Like,
Yes.
bring them into the communication, into the conversation. Mindy in the chat says, just like lifestyle selling, sell with verbiage. Is it a house or a home? Oh, that's good. That's very good. Which sounds more warm? Is it a lot, a plot, or is it a property or an estate? Things learned in a previous ad agency life. Love it, Mindy. You're on the right call. Love it. It's true.
It's so
House
true.
for sale or home for sale makes a big difference.
Huge. And then we just think about the values around like home offices now. I mean, as we went through the pandemic, more people are more interested in a home office. So you can highlight properties with ideal home offices and then tapping into their changing values and needs of modern workers. So being tapped into what's happening nationally, internationally, locally, just as the season's changing, what's really happening in our world. COVID was a great example of that. And most people are now still working from home and are searching for homes with the best office. So let's not forget that too.
That's a big one. Home office. And if you go to list a property and they don't have one that's already set up as a home office, find that room that could be staged as a home office. Very important. All right, let's get into storytelling. You hear a lot about that now. Like social media is creating, is basically making us tell stories. It's very, very important. And the use of stories to market properties is a very big opportunity, because every property or every home has a history. So perhaps a house has historical significance or a unique architectural design. Sharing the stories can change the way potential buyers perceive the value and the allure of the property. So why it matters? Well, it creates an emotional connection. Homes are deeply personal spaces. So by weaving a narrative around a property, agents can help potential buyers form an emotional bond, allowing them to visualize it as not just the house, but, as Mindy said, a home filled with memories and moments. It also differentiates listings from one another. So the real estate market can get saturated with a lot of listings that look the same, especially if you live in an area with subdivisions where there's cookie cutter homes. A compelling story can set a property apart, making it more desirable and memorable, and highlighting unique features. So every property has its unique elements, and storytelling can spotlight these unique features in a way that, other listings on the market can't do that. So tell a story, set the mood, differentiate your property from the others on the market. I had an example in my head that I was thinking about, and I can't remember what it is, and hopefully it'll pop up. But hopefully it'll come to the front of my mind. But anyway, that's why storytelling is so important. And we'll get into storytelling on another call later. So it's important.
Cool. And then of course we have to remember demystifying financial barriers. So a major barrier for many is the financial aspect of real estate, as we know, especially in today's market. So by partnering with somebody like a financial advisor, a mortgage broker, agents like yourself can educate and give your client resources to help them change the belief that real estate is accessible. And it's as easy as that, right, Nick?
Yeah. So in essence, Seth Godin believes that marketers have a powerful tool at their disposal. So the ability to drive change, whether that change is big, whether it's small, it's a perception in behavior. Marketers can use their skills to create a difference in society and in individuals' lives. So it's making that change. I'm sure, I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of that before? Like before this call, maybe you have. That marketing is about creating change, like creating that market share. Once somebody believes in something or is attracted to something or has a way that they do things, it can be very hard to change their mind. Extremely hard. We see that all the time. So it's important to put that into their brains and make them think differently. So creating that change, having them think differently, it's super, super important. Any takeaways, guys? Let us know. I want to hear from you. Unmute yourself if you want to talk. Drop in the chat. Let me know what you've learned from this call. But we would love to hear. I want to hear from you. We talk too much. You guys need to talk more. Bueller. I'm going to pick on someone like, when you were in third grade and no one raised their hand and the teacher picked on you. I'm going to choose that person. Well, maybe it was such incredible information that they're just like, whoa, I got to take all this in.
Yeah.
Which is awesome too.
The replay. Yes.
We love that.
Yes, we do.
So thanks for being here, guys. We just hit the 30-minute mark, which is what somebody. Okay, now they're dropping. Maybe there's a little delay in Zoom. I don't know. Kelly says, I love the idea of focusing on features in the home. Khadijah says, great gems again. Thanks, Khadijah. Anyway, yeah. So let's drop the links in the chat again. The links to the replays. Do you have them handy? I think I have them.
I got them.
Oh, first two replays right there. Go and bookmark that. I'm going to upload this one soon, and then join the Facebook group. Lorena says her aha was 75% of buyers went for the neighborhood over the house. Yes, super duper, super good one there. Appreciate you guys. We will see you Monday. We're going to start on Monday this week because this past Monday was a holiday. And I'm going to email out the replays. So like I said, I'm doing one email per week with the replays, and we'll see you back here again on Monday for a new topic. Join the Facebook group so you can see what those topics are, and hope that you guys got some value and some nuggets, and we'll keep it going. We'll have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.